Build your career today.
Welcome back to the Traders Network. I'm Michael Yorba, your host. Thanks for joining us. Broadcasting to you live from the Dallas KFXR 1190 AM iHeart Radio studios, broadcasting worldwide through yorbamedia.com. All right, I'm joined with David Saba, President, Siblings Group Holdings, and we are going to start delving into the investment side of this business. You know, David, it's not often that these two go hand in hand with K through 12, an investment in education, unless a parent is making that. Now, an investor has access to education as it grows in the size of the markets. Let's talk about Siblings Holding Group and how you're positioned to improve student success, but also investment dollars for people who want to invest in education, and not just only in their children, but actually in the future of education as you're taking it into the 21st, 22nd century.
Yeah, so Sibling Group really is uniquely positioned to get this done. Once again, like I said, it comes from the execution of this great team, but also really finding these great programs that are out there, like our first acquisition, Blended Schools Network, that just have a great product but have been either very regional or stunted in their growth from not being able to really access public funds like we can through Sibling Group, or be able to put together a team that's a much higher level team that can actually grow that. And that's what we're starting to do. It's the first time that I've seen a K through 12 company at least access the public markets in this unique way. There are a couple of other players out there in the space, but there aren't that many investments to start early stage in the public markets with a company that's growing as rapidly as Sibling Group.
Now, your horizons aren't just here domestically, because earlier, $1.4 trillion in this industry sector worldwide. Talk to me about international expansion for Siblings.
We've started to see this huge demand, not just for education, but for American education worldwide. It started with universities, but as the middle class grows across the world, they all want to come here for a university, and now they're looking at, how do I get a high school education that way? And the Blended Schools content that we purchased, this rich and highly engaging content, is perfect to meet that need. On the other end of the spectrum, in all of these emerging nations, people are trying to learn English that are making $5 a week. And we've started to look at that there might be applications out there that can help educate all of these millions and millions of people that want to learn English but just don't have that money to do it right now in many of these high-priced programs. So on either end of the spectrum, Sibling Group is going to participate worldwide to really build a great product base that will drive a significant revenue share.
You've got something else that's unique, and that's a curriculum. Drive into that one and tell us about that.
Like I said earlier, that they started this in 2002. They assembled this great group of curriculum designers, which is really where it starts. And then they built this 250 subject matter expert pool that can help them build this content. And right now, Blended Schools Network has 212 different courses. When we acquired them, there were only 192. So we've already added 20 new courses to their product mix. They've got over 15,000 lessons, 12,000 videos, 8,000 modules. This is one of the most rich and engaging libraries I've ever seen. And when we went out and started talking nationally to a couple of the big players, one of the biggest being Blackboard, they said, we want to partner with you. We want your content embedded in our technology so we can take this out to more students. Same thing with the School Improvement Network, and now recently Guru, as well as Bloomboard and Udemy, which is one of the largest massively open online courses. All of them have said, just in the first 3 months, and I've never seen a product. I've never taken a product into this market and in 3 months built 5 national partnerships for distribution. It's been incredible, and it's all due to how rich and exciting this content is.
All right. Tell us what you think an investor, because you're on road shows, you go out, you get to talk to investment banking groups, you talk to brokers, things of that nature, so that either the retail or the institutional investors want to participate with you, and I can see why they would. Give us something to bite on for the investment side of your company.
Well, we went from as before the acquisition that closed on May 30th. We basically had no revenue, and then as soon as the acquisition was complete, we now have a $3 million revenue base coming in from Blended Schools Network, and the ability now to acquire even more. So you and I had talked earlier about a little bit about the price, how the price had come up significantly, and that was really from getting this first acquisition going and then starting to let people know, okay, this company now has a revenue base, it has a product base, it's starting to really move at a rapid level. And then we have had all this good news over the summer coming from some of these national partnerships that really reinforce that story. So if people go through, if an investor says, I'm interested in education, I want to invest in the education space, when they go through some of the press releases that are on the website, they're going to see this story starting to unfold already in just this short 3-month period of how much demand there is for this content and how we're already starting to execute in this very short period of time.
Well, somebody is taking note of what you're doing, because since the beginning of August, your stock has moved at least about a little over 100%. Now granted, it's a lower priced. It's actually a bargain price right now, but 100% increase since August, no matter where the price is still a 100% increase.
Yeah.
So using what you're doing now, let's go into briefly recap 2013 milestones, 2014 milestones, and then some of the goals that, without giving anything that's going to get us in trouble, but some of the goals that you're driving to in the future with Siblings Group. And let me make sure that's SIBE with SIBE.
Yes. So 2013 was all about building the strategy for what this lifelong learning platform was going to look like. 2014 was about getting that cornerstone to build from, which was Blended Schools Network. And then taking that great content and building out, both organically through just regular growth through some of these national partnerships that we've already accomplished, but also building the number of products that we have. We had never really sold our teacher professional development product outside of just packaging it with a normal school district purchase. We have now started to do that and are selling that as a product mix. We are starting to sell other products in addition to that, and then we're going to grow through acquisition. And look for us over the next couple of months or the next year. That's our goal, is to not just grow complementary in the K-12 space, but also build on the ends in either early childhood or lifelong learning or post-secondary, other companies that complement what we're doing to really substantially grow the revenue base.
It seems to me that you're going to change the way that our children are learning. You're going to increase the learning curve. So I would imagine that some of these higher courses in later education would come into the building blocks, the basis, so that we can have more successful society on a lot of spectrums. Because you mentioned physics, some of these, bringing those in so these children can grow up to be engineers, but let me hear how that growth and how that is going to serve the investor in their investment in what your company does.
Quality products in education just build incredible demand, and that's what we're by taking these quality products out to a much larger audience, both regionally and worldwide. It's going to substantially increase that revenue base. By also adding on other high-quality products and executing to a growth plan on those products, you're going to see significant revenue enhancement coming through Sibling Group Holdings. And that's all our philosophy is: get the greatest product, get it out in that market, execute to the plan. You're going to build that investor value substantially over the next couple of years.
Great. Thanks for being on the show, David. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, too.
Mine too. All right. David Saba, President, Siblings Holding Group, SIBE. On the other side of this break, we'll be right back with more great content for you. And special thanks to 1-800 Public Relations for all their PR and media support.